lineups, first pitch, baseball, the New York Mets against the New York Yankees coming up next, right here on Yes.
We're so confident.
You don't have to leave your living room to play the lottery. Just use the Jackpocket app.
Hot! Okay, everyone, please silence your phones.
I won. I won! I won! I never win anything, and I won today! We won! Yes! Dollar bills, y'all, I'm out!
To win anytime, anywhere, download the Jackpocket app, officially licensed lottery courier service.
Get tools that bring every angle of your beauty business together. Clients can book online 24/7 for multiple services and multiple staff, so scheduling is simple. And with client notes and stored payments, you can offer seamless checkouts, so clients keep coming back. Run your beauty business with tools that bring everything together. Get started at square.com today.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest.
Never read a line of poetry, I'm not a poet, but I sit up in the back of my in buttons cause I'm fresh. Never read a book on how to rip it, I just saw it, I don't need your explanation cause I'm better than the rest. Better than the rest. Better than the rest. Let me take you for a ride. I can make it.
Yankee Spring Training on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. Get away with great deals on every new Hyundai. Only the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event today. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Help America's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2T.org. By FanDuel, make every moment more. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Nice crowd here at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Moments ago, Carlos Mendoza, longtime bench coach for Aaron Boone, now the New York Mets manager, brings out the lineup card to home plate. And since he gave you the lineup card, we'll give you the lineups right now. Here's the Mets starting lineup brought to you by your local Tri-State Volkswagen dealer. Tyrone Taylor in left field will lead off. Francisco Lindor at shortstop at second. Pete Alonso, the most home runs in the major since 2019. He plays first. He'll bat third. Cleaning up third baseman Brett Beatty. It's Starling Marte in right field batting fifth. Batting sixth, catching Francisco Alvarez. Mark Vientos will be the DH. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth, former Yankee, the center fielder Harrison Bader. And Zach Short is not playing short. He's playing second. And he will bat ninth. So Aaron Judge returned to the lineup yesterday after sitting out a couple of days with an ailment in the stomach area where he had an MRI. Everything came back clean. He's playing left field today, which they will do when Trent Grisham plays center, as he is doing in this game. He has never had a career game in left field in the regular season. 7 starts in the minors, though, back in AAA in 2016. So the Yankees take the field. It's the Yankees against the Mets. They'll play 4 times in the regular season. Starting for the Yankees, Luis Gil, laid up by Tommy John surgery for a couple of seasons, but he is impressed so far this year, Joe.
Yeah, he's been extremely impressive in what he's been able to do in his 4 outings in spring training. He's almost been dominant with a fastball that reaches 100 miles an hour. So I've been really impressed, and I think he's going to be on this team. It's just what role is he going to be in?
And let's take a loop now at the Kia pitching scouting report.
Well, if you look at his last 2 outings against Toronto and Philadelphia, and he's seen the Harpers and the Schwarbers and the Bichette, he has 12 strikeouts in 7 innings. Fastball, as I said, hits 100. His changeup's around 90. And again, what's his role going to be? Is he going to be a multiple inning guy out of the bullpen like Michael King was last year? Or is he going to be their 5th starter?
Hey. Let's take a look at the Yankee defense, and there's a change And, with injuries, you get nervous. It was supposed to be Anthony Rizzo at first. Luis Torrens takes over. He has some kind of lat tightness. Anthony Rizzo does. You see the rest of the defensive schematic for the Yankees. Now, before we start, Paul, we have to welcome back Joe Girardi into the Yes family. Joe, it's great to have you back.
Thanks, Michael. It's great to be back.
The gang is all here, and Michael, I have to tell you, I had to turn my monitor or my earphones down. It's early in the year. Your voice is still 100%. I had to turn you down a little bit. Now we're ready to go.
Taylor's ready. Heel's ready. Let's do it here in Tampa. And the first pitch is a strike. DJ Rayburn is behind the plate. He is the home plate umpire. Mets 14-10-1 so far in the spring. The Yankees 11-15-1. Pitch outside.
97 and 98 to start the game. Go ahead and get loose, young man.
You just said change up at 90. I mean,
90.
I thought you made a mistake. I looked over at your notes.
Because he was shut down because of the surgery, you worry about how many innings they could get out of Heel if they started him. And I talked to Aaron Boone about that today, and he said those numbers, the way we used to do things, that's kind of out the window now because we monitor every single delivery as Taylor goes down on strikes. 99 miles an hour, he said. So he could go longer. Like it used to be 40 innings increments, but I don't think that's the way it is.
Well, yeah, you see that's 99 on the black, and you're not going to be able to do much with that. But, Michael, I agree. Like, if you've been up there before in innings, you've been there, and your body knows how to handle it. It's for the guys who haven't been up there before, they kind of take it slow. They increase them by about 40 per year. So if he had never been to 100, you wouldn't all of a sudden ask him to go 200.
Lindor wraps one off the glove of Gleyber Torres. He recovers, fires to first, not in time.
A ball hit hard, but these are the plays that you're glad if you're Gleyber Torres. This is spring training, and these are the plays obviously you have to make. These are the extra outs that you cannot give opposing teams.
Looks like it hurt his hand, too.
It could have been a ball that knuckled a little bit, and it didn't go exactly where he thought it was going to, and it looks like it hit off his ring and pinky finger, and that tells me that ball was knuckling a little bit.
Here is Pete Alonso. That has scored an E4. Alonso hits one to center field. Grisham will put it away for the second out. Mets did make an addition. Yesterday they signed J.D. Martinez. So I don't know exactly who that's going to cost at bats. It's probably Mark Vientos. So J.D. Martinez essentially a DH, a veteran presence on a team with some young players. And we'll see exactly how the Mets incorporate him.
So, Paul, you're a veteran player at the end of your career. Let's just say you sign with a week to go. Right. How long would it take you in your mind to be ready? I'm ready to play in the big league.
It would scare me to death. I mean, you need a couple weeks. You don't need 5 or 6 weeks, but also just getting in the clubhouse and meeting people and knowing people. It's like you're under the gun now. It's like you're behind. I'd be very uncomfortable.
Pitch to Beatty is a strike. Joel Sherman at the Post reporting that Martinez has agreed to go down to the minors, so he knows he's not ready right away.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to get games, and what happens is minor league games shut down for a little bit. Here, when big league camps, minor league will shut down for 5 or 6 days to get to where they're going, and all of a sudden there's no games for you to play in.
Right.
So he's going to have to wait.
Joe, you know as well as I do. I mean, simulated games and batting practice off the machine, sure, they help as far as, strength and bat speed, but you need game reps. You need to face pitchers that you're going to see throughout the year. You need big at-bats, with guys on second, with guys on third, just situational hitting, and it just doesn't show up by hitting in the cage.
So here with 97 past Beatty, the count 0-2 with 2 outs. Lindor on first, thanks to an E4. Now, the reason that Heel has a chance to make the rotation is the injury to Garrett Cole, so there is a spot open. And there's a battle for 5, and the Yankees are going to go 5 at the beginning of the year. Even with an off day after the first 7, they're going to stay in rotation with 5. It's not as if they'll use a 5th and then skip over. That one gets past Trevino all the way to the backstop, allowing Lindor to go to second.
I like using 5 because I think early on, as you're continuing to build up, this looks like it was a changeup that he pulled. And the only reason I thought it was a changeup is because of where Trevino was sitting. He was not sitting in trying to throw a slider down and in. And you don't expect it. You expect the changeup to be on your left side, fading away from the left-handed hitter. And that's probably why he got by him. But I just feel like let the guys build up, at a little slower process.
Lindor takes over for third, but it's foul back, so he'll head back to second.
And instead of rushing them so they don't get fatigued in June and July. Whenever you get an extra day, I think it's helpful to pitchers. So just stay in a 5-man rotation.
1-2. We're just underway here at George M. Steinbrenner Field. So glad you could join us. Spend part of your Friday with us. Strike 3. Heel 97 on the black. A strong first inning for Luis Heel. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. Yankees coming to bat.
A whole different energy to this Yankees team.
And let's do it. Here are the Bronx. There it goes. See ya. He leaps, and he makes the play.
He's long gone.
8 strikeouts for Nestor Cortez. Back onto the mound and dominated. See ya. A 2-run home run for Volpe. Game is tied at 2. He's done it again. A 3-home run night.
Aaron Judge, you could hit.
From meat-free Monday to sizzle pan Sunday. So many ways to save. Life ready, wallet happy. That's 365 by Whole Foods Market.
No, I do not know. My name is O'Neal Trinidad, and I want to live.
So it's an impressive top of the first inning for Luis Heel. Let's take a look now at the Yankees starting lineup, brought to you by your local Tri-State Volkswagen dealer. Torres, Soto, and Judge at the top. The DH is Giancarlo Stanton coming off a 3-home run game. Trent Grisham in center, Anthony Volpe at short. Luis Torrens, a late addition in the lineup at first base for about 7. Batting 8th and catching, Jose Trevino. And Kevin Smith trying to get one of those backup infielder spots. He's at third base, and he's batting 9th. So Gleyber Torres is ready. Looks like his hand is okay after ball ripped off the fingers of his glove. And he is going to face Tyler Stewart. 21 starts in high A and double A. 7-2, 2.20. The numbers are pretty good. So let's check out the Hyundai pitcher scatter report, Joe.
Well, he's 6'9", and it's mostly fastball slider, so I think there's going to be a lot of change of planes. Like, it's going to start really high and end up low. Had a great year in Brooklyn, had a 1.55, and then got the promotion to double A, which he was well-deserved. Played at Southern Miss, partner. And did you like facing guys 6'9"?
Hated it. It is such a different angle that they come from, especially if they're on top. He drops a little bit, but there's an advantage to being tall as a pitcher, and it's just that downward motion, that straight. Where you're picking up the baseball is just in a different spot.
It's strange, though, Paul, that Randy Johnson was tall. I know you like facing him.
Oh, I just had a career off of him, didn't I?
I got one hit off him.
Really?
I hit a chopper over his head. Can you imagine that?
You know what?
That was a high chopper?
Yes.
In my career, you got one more hit than I did, because I got none.
It was a bad matchup for me.
Oh.
Yeah, but you're right, Paul. He does not get his hand above his head where he's throwing from like 7.5 or 7.6. It's right by his ear. It kind of flattens the ball out a little bit.
Right. I don't know if you can change pitchers' deliveries. I mean, you can do minor things, but I don't know if you can change a total arm angle, because it is an advantage if he was way up top, because it's just a downward release. Gleyber Torres takes a walk. He has been really good offensively throughout the spring.
Yeah, you're going to take a look at where the ball comes from, and it comes right really below his ear, which is his comfort zone. And you talked about trying to change it. You can change it a little bit, but if you really start messing with him, I think you can hurt him, because that's what's natural to his body.
Right.
And here is Juan Soto, the big addition to the Yankee lineup. Gleyber Torres gets a running start. He's going. The ball goes off of Alvarez. Sliding into second is Gleyber Torres. That'll be a stolen base.
Well, we talk about the advantages of height on the mound, and one of the disadvantages is they're usually slow to the plate. And right there, Gleyber off and running. Wouldn't have been close, but ball went to the screen.
So runner at second. Soto, 1-0. If you're new to Soto, boy, he can take pitches and he walks a lot. High on base percentage, great power. And they lost a high fly ball to center field. Harrison Bader comes on. Harrison Bader makes the play. Out number 1. And the hand you hear at Steinbrenner Field is for Aaron Judge. Only played 7 games this spring. Shut down for about a week after having an MRI on his abdominal area. Everything came back clean, but they wanted to make sure he was 100% before they put him back in the lineup. They did. First at bat, he doubled, and he's playing left field today.
Yeah, sometimes, people can get really worried about how many plate appearances he's had. He's had 15 at-bats, 18 plate appearances. In 22, he only had 35 plate appearances. He was pretty good that year.
Did all right.
Yeah. And he was pretty good last year with only 45. So obviously he doesn't need a lot to be ready. He's going to play 3 of the next 4 days, so he should get 9 or 10 at bats.
Rounded to third. Beatty gobbles it up across the diamond. We're out number 2. And that'll bring up Giancarlo Stanton. He wanted Wednesday to go on forever. Let's take a look at these shots.
Yeah, these aren't replays, folks. These are what you expect from Stanton. There's a second one on the night, and you know what? Just for fun, before I go home, I'll take one home with me, 2, 3 home runs. I don't care if it's a spring training game or a World Series game. It's still fun to see.
Yeah, well over 1,000 feet of home runs. First time he'd ever hit 3 home runs in a game. Starts him off with a breaking ball for a strike.
Marco Gonzalez suffered giving up those 3 home runs. He's probably hoping that Pittsburgh matches up against the Yankees. It's not his turn.
Stanton wanted to change things after a rough season last year. Came into camp much leaner, still heavily muscled, but kind of redistributed. And he showed on Wednesday the power is still there. There's an old saying in baseball that there's no better motivator than getting punched in the face, and Stanton got punched in the face last year and wants to come back better.
Yeah, I think that's so important to get off to a good start because it allows your mind to just close the book on last year. You get off to a tough start, all of a sudden, am I going through this again? So I think Stanton is one of the guys in the lineup that you want to really see get off to a good start once the season starts.
And I think, being in New York, you hear the whispers, too. And that's hard. You can quiet that really quickly with a good start. Framber Valdez, a lefty.
Yeah. Sometimes they're not whispers in New York. You flat out hear them.
Zach Short shades up the middle for the righty swinging Giancarlo Stanton. Still 3-2.
Boy, got away with one there. Hanging breaking ball up in the strike zone. And his level swing. Stanton's not your typical power hitter. His line drives a long way. That's the ball that he can handle.
See that coach sitting behind the screen there, Paul?
Bernie Williams.
Oh, I talked to Bernie. I talked to Bernie before. He was down in the hitting cage working with some guys. Always loved to see him. Still into his music. Still doing a lot of things. But, you can tell some of the players kind of just circle around him. I mean, it's good to see the Yankees bring back some of the guys that, these players watched when they were young.
Foul back here. Still 3-2.
So in all the years you've broadcast, you two, how many balls have you got in the booth?
In here?
No, just any booth.
I think, 3 or 4?
Yeah, less than 5, I think. Yeah.
One of them hit Audrey.
Nothing hits Michael because he's usually under the table by the time he gets back here.
Yeah, I don't need the ball that bad.
Charlie has a few at home for you?
We're good. Stanton works a walk against Stewart. Well, there was one instance where Bob Lorenz and John Flaherty were doing a game in Seattle. Ball came back, and Lorenz actually got pushed out of the way by Flaherty.
Yeah, I
to
remember
make the play. Yeah. So here's Trent Grisham. Came over in the Soto deal. He is a top flight plus defender in center field. Got some pop. Has not been a high average hitter in his career. He has first and second, 2 men out.
You know what I find interesting about Trent is, though, he has a high on base percentage for an average that what it is. It's like it's 110 points over his average. So obviously he has a good eye. Sometimes you wonder, is he not aggressive enough?
Right.
And it's a lefty that actually hits lefties better than righties, which is strange, which tells me he likes the ball going away from him.
Right. Shoulders in there, ball going away. That's your whole, mentality against lefties, is stay in there and look for the ball away. A lot of times you'll get beat inside, but who's to say that they can continually throw that two-seamer in on you?
Chopped right side. There's Alonso. Over to Stewart, who works into and out of trouble, working around a couple of walks. We go to the second inning. It's Steinbrenner Field, 0-0.
A full house at Yankee Stadium.
Fans are finally in, and it is time for baseball. First pitch fastball, jump up. High drive, deep left center. There it goes. See ya.
We're so confident in the capability of our SUVs and the performance of our sedans that we offer a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty on every vehicle in our lineup. A fact that should make you confident in your confidence that you've made the right choice with Kia. Kia, movement that inspires.
Greetings happen.
Hi, cutie.
Yeah, that's not good happens. Huge things happen. Home happens. Be there with Ring. Learn more at ring.com.
This spring is the perfect time to get away. With a great deal on your favorite Hyundai model. All backed by America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get in and get away now before these deals are gone. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month, or get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end soon.
Across all your devices, all in one place.
Yes.
Get all the Yankees action on the Yes app. Download now.
Hey fans, the Legends of Baseball will be having their second annual cruise on the Celebrity Cruises Apex, departing December 7th, 2024. They'll be visiting some of the most tropical ports in the Caribbean. Legends will include El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, Jim Leyritz, and our colleague Jeff Nelson, many more. This exclusive experience will include all private events, including autograph and photo sessions with the Legends. Staterooms are going fast, so be sure to visit legendsofbaseballcruise.com today.
You a cruiser, Michael?
I actually went on that cruise last year.
That's what I thought.
It was terrific.
You had a great time?
Oh, unbelievable time. One of the funniest parts of the cruise, though, as Marte lost one in the right field. And Soto, did he catch it on a fly? No, he did not. So Marte picks up a single. That, one of the days it was, there was kind of rough seas. A little bobbing and weaving. And somebody came up to El Duque and said, you get a little nervous when it's, he said, you know my story?
Yeah, he's got a background. Yes. Wow.
Here's one of the bright young stars in baseball, Francisco Alvarez. That's catcher.
I was pretty impressed with him last year. You think about being a rookie catcher, coming up, and you got to try to get to know Verlander and Scherzer. The intimidation factor for a young catcher. You look at some of his numbers, 25 home runs last year. He's got a much better arm than he gets credit for. They didn't do a great job of holding runners for him last year. he was pretty impressive to me.
You look at that coming into the year last year, the Mets, Verlander and Scherzer, number 1 and number 2, and both gone now. But, I mean, take yourself back. Joe, when you're catching veterans like that, I mean, you got to figure they're pretty much calling their own game, right?
Yeah, but you want to make sure that they stay in rhythm, and you feel like if they're shaking a lot, like
I'm messing up.
Oh, yeah, I'm screwing them up. And then when they give up 2 runs, it's my fault. It's really hard.
Well, that's a pitch that, I mean, if you're Aaron Boone, you have to be impressed. I mean, he's just throwing a 4-seamer by you, and that's just a gift. I mean, some pitchers can get the ball by you. They have that type of velocity, and I think that's why the Yankees are so high on Heel.
Well, if you go back to 21, I mean, 6 starts in the big leagues, he was pretty impressive. And then he obviously, 22, he went through the Tommy John, but I mean, there's no shortage of velo. He's got a really good changeup. And he gets some swing and misses on his slider as well.
Now, the pitcher that's going to follow him is Will Warren. And the best we can tell, the battle for that final spot in the rotation is between Heel and Warren. So we'll see how Warren pitches. Big crowd, Mets, a little extra juice to a spring training game.
Yeah, you start.
Vientos, high fly ball right field, backing up. Soto looking up, see ya. A 2-run home run the other way for Mark Vientos, and it's 2-0 Mets.
Wow, I happened to see him at dinner last night at a restaurant. I asked him if I think I'm in the lineup tomorrow. I'm glad he is, and for his sake, there's a 2-run homer off of a guy Heel that seemed to be cruising, and all of a sudden, 2-0.
Put up huge numbers in AAA last year before he got called up. And I mean, this is a ball he's trying to go up, and he doesn't get it up enough. And Vientos got a lot of power. I mean, and he's got something to prove too, because if you look, he's DH today, and who just signed with the Mets? J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, that's your prototypical DH. Doesn't have a position other than the batter's box.
1-0 to Harrison Bader. So Bader no longer with the Yankees. He has now regrown the beard. One thing he did not do when he was with the Cardinals, he had very long flowing hair in addition to a beard, but he's kept the hair short, but the beard is back.
Pretty good changeup there, partner.
Yeah, when you're looking for 99 to 100, that you know, if you throw for a strike, you're going to get a lot of takes.
Another one, and sometimes, you know, you have to be careful with navigating young pitchers. If their fastball gets hit or something gets hit, all of a sudden they don't want to throw it anymore. No, you just made a little bit of a mistake. Trust your stuff.
Reunion time for Harrison Bader. Signing for Yankee fans, meeting up with Anthony Volpe. Gleyber Torres gets some love. Popular guy in that clubhouse. He did struggle last year, 240, 643 OPS, but Yankee fans will remember 9 playoff games in 2022. He had 333 with 5 home runs.
The one thing that he did do, though, you think about he had 40 RBIs and 319 at bats. That's not bad. I mean, it's not a prolific RBI guy, but he did do okay in those numbers.
High fly ball, deep right, going back. Soto again, turning. He's on the track, and he makes the play at the wall. Bader will head back to first. So a nice play by Soto. He used up all of the ballpark, knew where he was, and hauled it in.
Yeah, these are good reps for Soto, because dimension-wise, this is supposed to be like Yankee Stadium. I still feel that the right center wall where he caught that ball is a little bit shorter. But, you know, as an outfielder, to have these dimensions to work with, you know, these are good games for him to get some action.
And if you look at him over the last few years, it's been left field, right field, left field, right field. And he's going to get some consistency in right field all this year.
to the top of the lineup. Taylor struck out looking in the first. Throw to first. Bader's back.
You know, there's certain things that you remember about hitters, whether you're a catcher or a manager. Tyrone Taylor, fantastic curveball hitter off of right hitters. He used to wear Nola out, and it was like, I saw the numbers. Nola's got a good curveball. You know how Coney says, who's slider? Not my slider.
Right.
But I'm telling you, it came to fruition. He was all over it. So don't throw him a curveball today.
Lofted right field. Soto is there. And that'll do it. But the Mets get 2 runs on the Vientos home run. We go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Mets.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Now, get 1.9% APR for 72 months on Ford F-150. Only at your local Ford store.
Change is never easy. There will be naysayers, doubters, and critics. You may even give up for a moment, only to start again another day. Because you believe in moving to the beat of your own drum, in passing down lifelong skills, in your ability to lose weight and keep it off. And when you believe you can succeed, you already have.
Wegovy is for adults with obesity and shouldn't be used with semaglutide or GLP-1 medicines. Don't take Wegovy if you or your family had medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if allergic to it. Stop Wegovy and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis and gallbladder problems. Wegovy may cause low blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes, especially if you take medicines to treat type 2 diabetes. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes, or if you feel your heart racing while at rest. Depression or thoughts of suicide may occur. Call your provider right away if you have any mental changes. Common side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
So keep on believing, because it's not just about the weight you lose. It's about everything you gain. Believe on. Wegovy.
Hey fans, last season's Aaron Judge number 62 bobblehead giveaway that was rained out has been rescheduled for Saturday, April 20th. So come see the Yankees take on the Rays. And the first 18,000 guests in attendance receive an Aaron Judge number 62 bobblehead, the second of a 2-part collectible set, courtesy of TikTok. Tickets are going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com. Volpe takes a strike. Now the bobblehead has an interlocking base that will match up with the Roger Maris number 61 bobblehead that was given out last season.
Case closed, Mike. Well, I still remember your call. We might hear it that day, right?
Wow, look at you. See, Paul's paying more attention than you think, Joe.
Sleeper.
Sleeper if he's not sleeping?
Yeah.
The 0-2. Grounded to third. Beatty. And a nice scoop on the backhand by Alonso. One away.
You know, Beatty made that play look easy. That kind of had a ball stayed down, and it's a much harder play than look. But you see that hop stayed down. I don't know if it hit the crease of the grass or whatever, but sometimes these spring training fields by the end of camp get a little baked in the sun, and you don't get your true hops that you do in Yankee Stadium.
Here's Torrens. Lights are on here at Steinbrenner Field. The sun is a rumor today. Yesterday was a beautiful day here in Tampa, but it rained for most of the morning, and there was some concern whether the game would be played, but the rain has held up, and here we are in inning number 2, 2-0 Mets.
You know, the interesting thing about, I was thinking about the decisions that the Yankees have to make between their rotation and their bullpen and how important this game was today because of the competition. Because you're going to want Rondon to throw tomorrow. You're not going to want to back him up.
Right.
So this game was really important to get it in. And they're pretty fortunate because Didn't look so good when I looked at the radar this morning.
And you know what's interesting, too, Joe, why this game is pretty important? The Mets really have brought a representative team.
Yes.
Usually you have a long trip away from your spring training home. You keep a lot of the veterans back, but you've got Lindor, you've got Alonso, Marte. So it's a good test for both Heel and for Will Warren.
They played the Tigers yesterday, so they've been here 2 days. So players probably didn't this late in spring training want to miss 2 games. So this works out really well for the Yankees that they're getting to see 2 guys competing for the 5th spot against a real lineup.
And the real 5th spot's open because that guy who started the season on the IL, Garrett Cole, a little bit of a relief when the Yankees found out. Doesn't seem like there's any tears. Doesn't seem like surgery is anything that's going to happen, that he has to rest, and he could be back maybe in June.
I saw him in the weight room today. His spirits were up. He's working hard. I mean, that's all you can do at this point. Just kind of explain. This ball's ripped down the line. Cut off. Got to hold into a single.
I'm telling you, Paul, you're doing play-by-play for an inning this year.
Why? I got caught in the middle of my conversation.
I
didn't want to hold you, a hanging breaking ball. They usually end up somewhere to the wall. This ball was cut off pretty well to keep him to a single.
And Terens was running hard out of the box. He makes a really good hard turn, and the thing that he did so well is he read the throw. If he sees the ball's going to be offline, he can keep going. Just a really good job of base running. He's still got catcher speed there.
Coming from a catcher.
Even though he's playing first.
All right, now we got a true thing here. Coming from a catcher.
This could be 2. There's 1. On to first. It's a double play.